Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? Truly, 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 how are we doing today? From me to you, I want to give you that space and I want to give you that validation while you sit here and ask yourself, how are we doing? I am going to have a story time today. I went out with some friends. A work acquaintance and their friends over the weekend. And I have once again had an insecure moment. Now, when I was 18, she was a rager. There was a time that I was a rager. I would go out in the town and rage it up. I have not done that in a while. In a very long time, honestly. I've not gone to a club or a bar to go and dance my little booty off in a while. And my coworker invited me out with her and friends of hers from college to go out with her in a popular town neighborhood in the city. And I at first was like, I don't know if I want to do this. I kind of gave myself an hour to think about it. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go out. I'm going to hang out with these girly pops. I should get out of my shell. And I did it. I didn't end up meeting them until midnight. So I was like, okay, it's like the evening has set itself in. Fun time to party up. And I was so fucking anxious. I was so anxious. I was disassociating. I honestly have been judging myself really hard since this whole thing, but I have to say, I really hope my coworker wants to hang out with me again because I think she's a cool girly pop. But I might have. I don't know. I just got so anxious and overwhelmed and, I felt like I was stuttering and I couldn't really conversate and I was just overthinking everything that I was talking about. And I just started to get really bad negative thoughts about the whole night. I also ran into somebody that not really is in my life anymore, and that was hard, But overall, I was just really anxious. I think, of course, right, I'm the plus one. I don't really know anybody, only really my coworker. And I feel like, too, in those environments, as somebody coming in, I think there is a responsibility of really, creating a conversation. And I just couldn't do that. And even that made me feel really insecure because I want to show up, my friend's inviting me out. I felt like I really should show up for the people that I'm hanging out with, and I just felt like I couldn't even hold a conversation without losing my train of thought or telling a story without losing my train of thought. And the club, Chicago is not a club, let's just say if we listen to some reggaeton, there was some bachata, something going on. You know what I mean? Good rhythm music. I feel like I totally would have vibed. They were playing Party in the USA and Baby. Am I 12? Granted I was at a gay bar, but that's not gay music. What? I'm not, you know what I mean? I don't want to twerk to Justin Bieber. What? I don't know. It's just not me. That's not me. I need real rhythm music to shake my ass. Okay? But anyway, I just couldn't vibe. It wasn't my scene. It wasn't a place. Men were disgusting. Drunk motherfuckers were coming up to us and was just slosh kebab, wouldn't leave us alone, typical Chicago City energy. But it's just what the fuck? Nobody needs this. And so, oopsie. Yeah, I just feel like, I'm going to sneeze again. to sneeze again. Struggle. Okay. And so, yeah, it just really wasn't my vibe. And I feel like this whole experience has really triggered such horrible negative self-talk. Like, I'm just like, I'm 24 years old. I don't know how to go out and party. Like, what the fuck? I'm too young to say I'm past this. Like, you know what I mean? And I think also Chicago culture is very interesting, right? Like I was saying, the clubs, it's dead. Like, there aren't really any clubs. Like, you can go to a bar, but it's like you gotta, also as somebody who doesn't drink, I don't drink. I only, garden. But I don't really drink, and so also I'm like not going to these environments to like get intoxicated. So like, what am I doing? Like it's hard. And I think I really was just getting bad on myself and like, oh, I don't know how to socialize. I don't know how to talk to people. These girls are my age and I don't know how to talk to them. I'm an old soul. I know that. I feel that, but for a while I was like really getting hard on myself and just being like, what the fuck? Like, I know people in Gen Z already aren't going out, aren't getting their driver's license, aren't drinking, and like, whatever. I don't drink not because of my society, but because my parents met in AA. That's why I don't fucking drink, okay? So I'm not in that category for that. But I'm just saying that, like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, my aunts, are boomers, and they're like, we never were in the house this much, and it's just like, what's wrong with me? So I've just been really beating myself up, and I'm airing my tea. I'm airing this all out because I'm here to tell myself and anybody who's watching this and relates to anything I'm saying is that it's okay. It's okay. Like, I think too, again, like it was also in this experience something that made me really insecure. And I talk about this all the time. It's like we look at somebody else's success or what somebody else has and we're like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, this coworker of mine has like a girl group. Like, these are her girly friends. And maybe I'm even assuming that, but at the end of the day, I could tell that they had like they had a dialogue. Like, they kept checking in with each other and they kept, they had that like sisterhood energy to them and their relationships. And I feel like I have recovering from narcissistic relationships and friendships, and I am, have kind of like really had my head down and just like done school and worked and haven't really put myself out there the last couple years. And I was like, what the fuck? Did I rob myself of this opportunity? Did I rob myself of not having that like girlhood relationship? Like, I feel like when you're young and you have girlfriends and then you get older and you go in your different directions, like I get that and I have respect for that. But it made me really feel like, oh my God, did I fuck my whole life up? And a conversation that I had with somebody that I work with today was very inspiring. I'm also very surprised that I had this conversation with this person because honestly, I have to say I didn't give this person that much credit, and because of this conversation, it changed for me a little bit. But they said to me, they were like, it's so much easier to sit in your house. It's so much easier to sit in your house. So much easier to, not go out or not try something new or not put yourself in an uncomfortable situation or be the odd one out, be the person who doesn't know anybody. She's like, that's a lot harder to do than, there's like it's a lot harder to do, put yourself out there. It's a lot harder to go out and do the thing that makes you feel uncomfortable. And I think I just wasn't even giving myself enough credit. Like, maybe I was totally like, was such an awkward motherfucker and like whatever, but at the end of the day, I did it. I actually went out there and I hated it, and now I know that I hate it, and that's okay. You can fucking hate it. Just because you hate it doesn't mean anything's wrong with you. And I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you're above it, bitch, because who knows? I don't know your fucking experience, but I know I'm above it. I'm above it. I can't be And I am too present. I'm too present of a person. I'm too self-aware. I can't do small talk. I can't do it. It's not in my understanding. I mean, granted, I am a receptionist, but I can't do it. It's not clocking for me. It's not clocking for me. And so I just, yeah. And that's okay. And so, really what my train of thought was before I went all of that is that, like, what somebody else has or experienced, we're so quick to be like, well, I don't have that. I'm missing out on that. I don't have that. I didn't have that experience. Like, could I have done something to give myself, like, it's like going on this thing, like, I'm ifing myself, I'm shoulding myself, I'm woulding, you know what I mean? I'm doing all these things where it's like those thoughts, all those I should, I would have, all those things, that is not real. That voice is just not real. It's not real life. Those aren't real anxieties. Those aren't real points in your, in real life. Like that voice doesn't matter. That voice is there to keep you on your hamster wheel. Like those aren't real thoughts, because at the end of the day, if you really want to be so realistic, you don't know, right? Like, those opportunities have already passed. Like, what's done is done. And on top of that, fuck that, that doesn't even really matter. You can't control an outcome necessarily. The universe is going to do what it needs to do for you, even if that's where you are emotionally at, right? So I just bring all that up because I think something that I've really talked about a lot in my videos is that concept of fear of missing out, fear of not doing it right, or this how we're so ingrained to look at what someone else has and be like, what am I doing? That's, those thoughts are covering up really what's going on inside of you. Those thoughts are really what is going on inside of your mental. And they're not the root of it. It's ego and anxiety and surface level things that are hovering from what's really going on. I have really isolated myself in the last couple of years because I've been really struggling with my mental health and depression. It runs in my family. I had the betrayal of a lifetime a couple years ago with an ex-friend of mine, and just really breaking all trust, and it made me really go inside myself. And I clinged on to codependent relationships. And I never have given myself the opportunity to grow until now. And I'm doing that through doing this video with you all. And I think that those parts of myself, get covered up by these anxieties, and I think that's also why I went and did this. And maybe I made a fool of myself. So what? I learned something about myself. And I think that is my gold mine here of I learned something about myself, and I wouldn't have done that if I just stayed at home. Right? So that's my victory in this, right? And I say that to you of maybe you push yourself out of your comfort zone and it sucks. It is horrible. You're oh, but you did it, bitch. You did it, bitch. And like I said, you wake yourself up. I got myself out of the fucking house and I came home to myself and my doggy, So I just say all of this because I think it's really important to, one, listen to your body, understand what your negative self-talk or self-talk in general is really is what it's hovering over, what it's covering up, because that's not the root of it. That's just self-judgment. And at the end of the day, that's, not taking you, that's deceiving you from what's really at play here and what the root is. And, I really appreciate my coworker giving me that perspective because, out of the support that I've gotten for the situation, from maybe other friends, that was the first time that somebody said something like that to me, and I really appreciated it because I think it's one of those things where you don't really realize that until after you've done it. And it was a really insecure moment. It made me feel like it was one of those things where my head was like telling me that something was wrong with me. Like, why can't I just socialize? Like, I'm a charismatic person. I know I have it in me. I'm a smart girly pop, so what the fuck? And so you just got to give yourself the chance because you don't know until you do it, and if you fall on your face, at least you tried. So that is my story time, I guess. A little combo, little talky talk. I feel like recently I've definitely been using this as an emotional outlet. The girly pops that get it. I'm on a wait list to see a therapist. So I have, I think, another 6 months to go. Hopefully I still have insurance because Medicaid and Medicare is going bye-bye. So hopefully another video, my next video, will be a little bit more serious because I want to really talk about restorative dialogue. And I feel like I almost can't really get into like nitty gritty conflict resolution, restorative conversations unless I make a video about that sort of dialogue, because I understand that it's not always accessible. And in the way that I talk about these things, I guess I want sort of a key or some sort of outline of language, because that's important, If we got to educate each other, because PBS is, God forbid that stops. We're really fucked if that goes amongst healthcare and whatever existing, whatever. But yeah, I really want to get on my serious shit because it's time. It's time to talk about it. So with that, so much love. I hope you take care of you. I hope this brought something up with you. I hope somebody disagrees with me. And overall, I just hope that this creates a conversation within you for yourself. And that's only what I would ever want to give in anybody listening to what I have to say. So thank you so much. And until next time.